Hey, what'd I miss?
We were just tiny.
It takes two to make a thing go right.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is the sequel to the 2015 film Ant-Man. And this is the 20th MCU film, the third MCU film of the year. It's insane. Just think about that. 10 years ago, Iron Man came out. Look at what it's become since then. And what's even crazier is Marvel is on such a roll. They are just nailing all these movies, getting super high critical praise, getting crazy good fan reactions. And once again, they have made a really good movie here. It's very different from the previous two MCU films that have released this year. It is a lot more fun and a lot more lighthearted. There's no grand epic stakes in this film. So a lot of people are liking that. Because, you know, after Infinity War, we need a little lightheartedness in our Marvel universe. And let's just get right into it. I freaking love this movie. I loved the first Ant-Man more than most. It's in my top 10 MCU films for sure. I move it around a lot, but I just loved it. It was just a fun heist movie. Paul Rudd was great. Michael Pena was great. Evangeline Lilly was great. Michael Douglas. And they all come back and they're all fantastic again. You do have another heist type feel to this film. And you really should go into this movie thinking this is going to be a comedy. Some of the trailers led you to believe that there's going to be a lot of action. There are some really cool action scenes in the movie. For the most part, though, this is just a pure comedy. And if you go into it with that in mind, it's one of the funniest movies of the year. Paul Rudd is hilarious. He has great chemistry with Evangeline Lilly and Michael Douglas. They're a great team. All the Michael Pena scenes are hilarious. There's this FBI agent that just kept cracking me up too. I love the family dynamics between Paul Rudd and his ex-wife and his little girl and the stepdad. It's all just done really, really well. It's really funny, and the cool things that they do by shrinking and enlarging things, it's just as good as I remember from the first film. Now, for the most part of this movie takes place before the events of Infinity War. There are two end credit scenes. One of them is freaking, hardcore, but it's good. And the other one, if you deep dive a little bit more into it, has some things in there too. The end credit scenes are fantastic in this film. I will say this movie is not perfect, and I did not quite like it as much as I liked the first Ant-Man. There's a couple things. The plot is kind of a little messy, especially in the third act. There's some characters that do these huge exposition dumps. Ghost, for one. There's this one scene in particular that sticks in my mind where it's just 10 minutes of just, this is my whole backstory. It's just really lazy writing where she just spews everything that's gone on in her life. There is a lot of coincidences, which is another thing of lazy writing. Just kind of everybody ends up in the same spot at the end of the movie, just coincidentally. People end up places magically without any explanation at the end of the movie. That's kind of goofy. And like I said, it's just a very messy plot towards the end of the movie. If you're just sitting there having fun, you could probably let it all wash over you and you won't care. And for most of it, that's how I was too. It was just so much fun, I didn't really care. But the first film just felt like a much tighter, wrapped story than this one does. This one's kind of all over the place at times. So for that reason, I kind of like the first one better. And I liked Black Panther and of course Infinity War better than this movie too. But it's still a really good movie. I had a ton of fun, and if you like Ant-Man, you're probably really going to like this movie. Just don't go into it thinking it's going to be this action-packed or have these crazy stakes. There's really no villain in the movie. They make you think Ghost is a villain. She's not really. Walter Goggins is in here. He's kind of a villain, but I mean, he's not really doing much. He's kind of just there as the MacGuffin to try and get the story moving along. There's no real villain in this movie. Mostly the movie is about family, if you really think about it. There's the Michael Douglas, Evangeline Lilly trying to get their mom, Michelle Pfeiffer, out of the quantum realm. You have Paul Rudd on house arrest. He's about to be off house arrest. He just needs to make it a few more days so that he can finally be there for his daughter. He just wants to do good for his daughter. There is an amazing scene in this movie that really almost brought tears to my eyes with him and his daughter towards the end of the movie. It was fantastic. So I really enjoyed this movie. It's definitely going to be added on, make it my 20th Blu-ray. I'll definitely be watching it many more times. But, you know, as far as the MCU is overall this year, it's probably, you know, the third best MCU film. So I'm going to give Ant-Man and the Wasp a 4 out of 5. And yeah, now we have to wait like a year for the next MCU film, Captain Marvel, and she's got Quantum Realms ties to it. And there's just they've just built something crazy here, because I'm just so excited and anticipating the next movie to see what little pieces tie it to the next movie. I want to see part 2 of Infinity War. The MCU is just on such a high right now. I am just so excited about it. I'm more excited about the MCU films more than anything, really. And that is just crazy to me. 10 years. I hope we get another great 10 years of movies. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you want to stay up to date with all my reviews and reactions, hit the subscribe button. While you're at it, hit the like button on this video. Comment down below. Some of my last videos should magically appear here. Click those. Until next time, this is Rainy Cage. Peace out.